Coach Summer here, owner of FlowShala. I'm super stoked to share with you all of my tips and tricks for mastering Skandasana. So Skandasana, in Sanskrit, Skandasana means attacker's pose or jumper's pose. So traditionally, Skandasana in the yoga practice is done with either the toe can be pointed or flexed and you're coming all the way down onto one side, or you can also take a bind. General population might find this posture a little difficult, and that's why we train it, moving from simple to complex. So I'm going to walk you through some quick and easy drills that will help you open up your hips. Anybody can access them. You can start in child's pose at the back of your mat, arms extended, knees together, big toes touching. Inhale, lift your hips, step your right foot forward, join the hands in prayer, pack your shoulders. Inhale, arms up. First, find a kneeling crescent lunge. On your exhale, hinge forward, curl the back toe under, lift the knee, spiral the heel down first, and then crawl the hands back. And if your hips are a little tight, the main priority is keeping your heel down, and then eventually you can take one hand forward and then crawl the hands forward, re-squaring up the hips. Inhale, arms up. Generally, when you're performing your joint mobility in your yoga, you should be warmed up. This would be occurring about 10 minutes into your practice. And then over time, start to take both arms forward, pack your shoulders, and then sink into your outside leg. Again, keeping the heel down, keeping torque in the outside leg. Re-square up the hips. This is referred to as a closed hip asana or pose. Inhale. And then this would be an open hip asana. So there's external rotation at the femur and the ball and socket joint. And what we're looking for here is 5 degrees of freedom. So if you're not familiar with the degrees of freedom, check out my YouTube. I've got some tutorials on that. So first we're finding what's called a heave, a sway. And we're finding pitch in the spine, a little bit of rotation, and a little bit of surging as well. So look out for those things. You really want to make sure you're finding an arc as you come in and out of it versus just down and then over, right? So we want to find that arcing pattern. Let's try the other side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hinge forward, plant the palms, step back. Child's pose, or more advanced, you can come into down dog. Inhale, lift your hips, step your left foot forward, join the hands in prayer. See that the feet are on railroad tracks. Pack your shoulders, tone your core. Inhale, arms up. First, find kneeling crescent lunge. Couple variations here. Athletic variation, keep the knee bent. In yoga, generally the hips are a bit more forward. So either one's fine, whichever practice is more comfortable for you. Curl back toe under. Spiral the back heel down. Use your helper hands to develop that tactile awareness. Maybe reaching just one arm forward. Notice how low my chunk is because I have one hand on the floor. And then over time, you take those training wheels out. So the arms are there as a helper. And eventually, we're looking at, can we keep the arms straight, shoulders packed? Can point or flex the foot. Either one's fine. And you'll feel a big adductor stretch on the straight leg. And it's in that transition, moving from closed hip here to open hip, we're starting to develop that range of motion, that open hip stability. Different than just passive flexibility, we want to maintain stability in our end range, coming in and out of the posture with control. Once you have confirmed that you have the Skandasana in your practice unweighted, then you can start moving into loaded asana. So starting with the basics, we'll start with a 5-pound club. Inhale, take right leg up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, step the foot through the 2 hands. Spin the back heel down, pick up your club. Bring it to a modified side flag here. So level 1, Skandasana from warrior 2. Shift the weight into the back leg. Press the club straight out. Returning back to a modified side flag. And again, shift the weight into the back leg. Skandasana, this is 2-handed flag with the club. Notice I'm leaning back against the weight of my club. The club comes back through heart center and then back to warrior 2. Skandasana, power breaths. Warrior 2, beginners might start with my Kinesiolyoga program utilizing a club. To get your club on and off the floor, simply perform a club bell switch. Bring your club into reverse guard. Rest the club up, spin and pivot on the back ball of foot. Inhale, lengthen, stabilize your spine as you hinge forward. Place the club down and take a Vinyasa flow, high plank, chaturanga, low plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, either child's pose or down dog. So here you are in your downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, step through. Spin and anchor the back foot down. Bring your club up, balancing the heavy part over the handle, packing the shoulders, toning and generating full fascial tension in the legs, finding torque. Shift the weight into the back leg. Press your club out to two-handed flag. So I might start here, just minimizing and just working on that pivot. If that's my range, totally fine. Over time, I can extend my lever arm, coming into two-handed flag, power breath, eventually increasing the depth of the Skandasana leg. Club switch, inhale and exhale. Find your reverse guard. Press the club up and overhead, hinge forward with control. Plant the club. And this may look super easy as I'm doing it, but trust me, it is challenging. Inhale, exhale, down dog. Let's try it with the mace. So building on our sophistication, inhale, right leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Find your mace. Got a 7-pound mace here. I'm gonna choke up, find a mid grip. Warrior two. Modified side flag or full. Pack the shoulders. Super important here that we're not hyperextending at the elbow. We're finding scapular depression. My lat is super strong. My striatus is firing. I'm connecting that with my glutes and core. Shift the weight into the back hand. Notice as I come into two-handed flag, my mace globe is angled towards me just a little bit. I'm packing my shoulders versus my mace being here and all the load going into my low back. So I'm gonna be here, staying alert and lifted. Eventually, over time, I can choke down. Let's say I wanted to add a swing. I can perform, first we'll start with a cast. Mace switch, two-handed cast, find your order, press it out, two-handed flag, back to order. Mace comes behind, unsheath, hit that warrior two, bending the front leg. Level one, here. Other variations, you can come to reverse guard, press the mace up and overhead, hit that warrior two, hold, back glute is solid, shoulders are packed. This is called an over grip in two-handed flag. You can press the mace overhead, finding horizontal overhead. Option for a partial drop swing or a full drop swing. Catch the mace in prayer, return it to order. Skandasana. Over grip, horizontal overhead, drop swing, catch in prayer. Maybe I'm switching back and forth from my two-handed flag to my over grip. Cartwheel the mace up, pivot on the back ball of foot, square up your hips towards the front of the room or front of your mat. You can row your mace in towards your body to modify if you need to. And then step back, high plank. Keep your core tight, chaturanga low plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Highly recommend mastering it with a light club and working on the fundamentals before adding any drop swings. Let's try the other side. Inhale, left leg up. Notice I'm stacking my left hip on top of my right here, open hip. Exhale, knee to nose. If you're curious about this practice, highly recommend coming to my online Steel Mace Vinyasa seminars, where I teach you how to coach this stuff, how to break it down, the why and the theory behind it. Skandasana. You might be thinking, why would I ever want to do Skandasana? Well, to access full power, full range of motion in your hips, you need to develop both strength and stability at your full end range of motion. So if my end range of motion is all the way down here, think of how much more force I can generate in my sport. So whether that's mountain biking, snowboarding, I live in the Northwest, so we have a lot of mountain sports. If it's soccer or baseball or running even, you want to be able to have full range of motion, not limited range of motion, so we can develop full power. Eventually, we switch. Notice I come to order first, press it out to two-handed flag, back to order. I cast, I rotate, eye gaze follows the mace. Again, shoulder cast. Mace switch. Grip confirmation, shoulder pack. Find your reverse guard, find your landmark. Cartwheel your mace up and over, pivot onto the back. Ball of foot, pack the shoulders, hinge. Place the mace down, step it back, high plank. Chaturanga low plank, inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. From down dog, inhale, lift heels, exhale, bend knees, walk, jump, or float the feet to meet the hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, circle sweep, arms up. Exhale, hands to prayer. And then the real test to see how you've improved once you've conditioned that under load. As you take your load away, you're gonna find more post-activation potentiation, which basically means your muscles are gonna fire better than they did before. So let's test our Warrior 2 to Skandasana. Step back, see that the feet are perpendicular, back foot turned in. So here's my Warrior 2. I feel energy radiating out through my arms. Core is nice and solid. My hips are facing this way, super common in athletes. I'm lifting from my thorax and rotating here, so finding that movement from obliques. Shift the weight into the back leg. Find the torque in the outside leg, arms straight ahead, mimicking what you felt like with the Mace. Returning to Warrior 2. Again, Skandasana, play with the depth, see if you can find stability at your end range. Warrior 2. Flip the front palm, reach up and out of the waist. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, grip the earth, step back, high plank. Chaturanga low plank, inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, walk, jump, or float. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Hands by your side. Mountain pose. All right, now it's up to you to start training and conditioning that. Have fun with it. Always do the loaded asana with the simplest tool first. Build on your complexity, and then test your asana after and see if you have more torque, more stability, greater proprioception, greater awareness. Have fun, and we'll see you at the Flowshala virtual studio very soon. Namaste.